Hi everyone, it's Ronnie from the Drawers Archive. Now, I am here at my grandma's house in Northern California visiting for a trip. We are celebrating her 91st birthday. That is amazing. And I thought that while I was here, I would show you some points of interest that as they relate to jewel riders. Now, this house is filled with memories and also filled with one very special grandma back there. Hi, Grandma!
Hi.
And over here, what we are going to do is we are going to show you some of the poster artwork that I found. Now, all throughout my life, I was creating art and I was creating memories, and obviously many of them were jewel riders focused. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of those said memories. And one of them was this particular piece of art. It is a collection of poetry. Some of it is original, and I think that some of it actually I got from Stormy's Avalon page. But this was a collection that I created for school. Now the fun thing about it is that I drew all of these backgrounds. So I'm gonna give you a tour of the backgrounds, and we can also read the poems together. But all of these were hand-drawn by me, and the crazy thing is that they were drawn by hand, and then I printed the poem onto the art. Crazy. I don't know why I didn't scan it, but we didn't have that technology at the time, and it is very upsetting at the fact that I did all this artwork and it is printed over. So let's go ahead and start off with, it looks like the centerpiece, and it is Voral's Nightfall. Now you might remember that from the Avalon archive. The night falls awfully fast now. I tell myself there's something good ahead, but I can't believe it just now. I know what I am working for, a future for those who deserve it, but I will not live in a world I create, and I cannot live alone. Oh, the night falls awfully fast now, and my tears fall quicker still. The darkness seems to last forever. Is there no way back? And I miss yesterday more every moment. Why should I go forward? Is anyone waiting for me? But there's no way out of a maze unless you find the end. There never is. Oh, the night falls awfully fast now, and I stumble in the dark. Do I hear you calling, or am I hearing what I want to hear? No one has lit a candle. I'm walking forward in the dark, and I trust my feet to guide me, for my heart is blind, and it is night. The night falls awfully fast now. All good things must end. Sunlight chases dreams away, and nightmares fall apart. There is a light ahead of me, my light of hope. I will not live in a world I create, but others will, and that's enough, and I will not be alone. Let's say 98 Voral. So there is a beautiful nightfall scene in the background. You have the moon. You have a nice Avalon tree. With some bushes and details and grass. And a road, and even a little rock, and some flowers. Into the Thornwoods. Now all of these are background images that can be found on the cards, so let's also compare this to the image that is found in the cards. The next poem is called Fairyland. Now this one is given credit to Classic, which is a company that I created when I was a kid, so this was my originally, perhaps? Deep within the desert of another realm lies the mystic kingdom of King Odeon. His daughter, Fairy Wisp, tends to his prized magic sheep. Each morning till night, like most, Wisp dreams of the outside world. Fairies have magic powers. As with Wisp, she has the ability to laugh, an enchanting laugh that will make anyone around her laugh as well. It may seem dumb to you, but it is helpful. Odeon himself has breached the border of his kingdom to unite the fantasy land of the fairies with the great lands of enchantment. Now this does have some damage to it, but it's still a beautiful piece of art with those fun, round, balloon-looking trees from Fairyland, and the entire background is also shaded to look like night. A nice balcony, some beautiful rooftops, windows, and a castle, and even a little door that leads onto the balcony. Back area. I always did love drawing backgrounds. Maybe I should have been a background artist for animation. And a nice bridge that leads out to the back area. Some fun bushes, more balloon trees. And that is Odeon's Palace. Now, of course, these are also based upon the original artwork that can be found on the cards, but still, I think they're pretty well done. And especially if this was around 98 or 99, I mean, I must have been about 13. Classics of Fantasy Poem of Passion, so another original poem. My passion for fantasy is great. Whenever I read, hear, or see a product of it, my senses tingle, and I feel like I'm part of the story. Sometimes I can really get caught up in it, and I just want to start to act it out. And so you see, fantasy is my passion, now and for always. And I can believe the same thing can be said for Jewel Riders as well. That Jewel Riders is a passion of mine and always will be. The next one is, again, Sands of Time, and that one is dedicated to classic as well, so that one is mine too. Of all the memorable Of all the memorable grains of sand in my life, the one that has stuck in my memory so often is the memory of when I was but 2 and saw Sleeping Beauty for the first time. It didn't have such an effect as The Little Mermaid, but it did spark my extreme interest in fantasy and Disney. As I sat and stared at the television, I was entranced with the content. I entered a realm of the maddening mania for fantasy. I was filled with emotions such as love, excitement, intrigue, and obsession. As the movie came to a close, I sat there, as silent as I had been the whole time. From then on, I knew I was to like fantasy and fiction for many years to come. And just as I had planned so many years ago, you're a witness to the fulfillment of an obsession. Well, I think we are a witness to the obsession, considering that Jewel Riders is what is featured on here. So let's review the artwork. First, you have a nice tree up in the background, then you have a hill, more Fairyland balloon trees, waterfall looks like in the background, nice shimmer on the water, more little plants, maybe flowers, bushes. This is the stream that's coming down, a rainbow, and more balloon trees. So far, I really like the Fairyland one. That one's really pretty. Now here's another fun one. This one's called A Jewel of the Sea. Below the ocean depths, under the froth of the surface, live magnificent creatures which we know as mermaids. They frolic beneath the crashing waves, and at sunset they come to the surface to watch the golden glow of the sunset rest upon a horizon of water. They live in the hearts of believers and reveal themselves to those who are young at heart, though many have tried and all have failed. But there was one who had the imagination to believe, Hans Christian Andersen. That's much more well written, I feel, than all the others. But I decided to utilize Veil of the Unicorns. This one is the Jewel Gate for one of the entrances. I love the beautiful jewel designs and the shading and the pillars. Again, more damage, unfortunately. And then it's like in an ice cavern, so you see the reflection. Nice jewels. Again, let's compare this to the original artwork as well. And the last one is called Morgana. Morgana, plotted against Merlin. She was cruel, selfish, unkind, hateful, evil, devious, a sorceress, at one point all-powerful, and then one fateful day all of her blemishes caught up with her, and she was destroyed, sentenced to float in abyss forever. And there you go. The Morgana, as I've actually said in the second season retrospective, that opening sequence has always been one of my favorite, and I love her castle. And this is a fun little addition to the castle with the ice, and it's floating on a piece of ice. And a really well done, I don't know, like a main foyer or whatever that might be, her domain. So that is the collection of poems with original artwork that I created for class, and I'm very upset that it was original artwork that was printed on. I can't believe I did that. And I spent so much time drawing all the artwork just to print on it. I mean, we didn't have a lot of resources, and so this was the only way that I could probably do that. But I hope that you enjoyed the look back at these. Well, isn't that amazing? I mean, I can't believe that I drew on these. That's crazy. I mean, I drew on these pieces of paper and then printed on them. I mean, I'm glad that we have these, but I wish that I would have had the originals. Maybe that will be a project of mine, is not recreating them, but somehow updating them or making them restored. So hopefully you'll be able to find that artwork. So again, like I said, my grandma's house is just a treasure trove full of amazing artifacts, and I hope that you enjoyed remembering and reminiscing with me as much as I did looking over these. Until next time, remember, friends together, friends forever. Have a great day, everyone.
By the magic of the Sunstone, you're tuned into the Jewel Riders Archive.